what's going on? Lon from Fanboy Planet here. I'm sitting here with Lost Star, Jorge Garcia. How's it going, Jorge?
It's going well. Is this your backup sound here?
Yeah, we got a little bit of both. So, can you tell us, first of all, why SuperCon to come out and, to promote the show?
Well, I did a couple cons. I did San Diego, just kind of like to do show stuff. And I've done a couple cons in the UK. And when I've gone out to meet fans, fans have definitely said to please keep doing these. So this one came up. It was a weekend in San Jose, which I haven't never really done. So I thought, why not? And I came out.
Awesome. Now, I noticed on the show they portray Hurley as, a comic book fan, a comic reader. How is Jorge Garcia? Are we a comic fan at heart or a longtime fan?
Definitely a comic fan. I got back into comics a little more recently because a lot of people I was hanging out with were still in the comics, and I got introduced to some newer stuff like Brian K. Vaughan stuff and things. And then Brian K. Vaughan ends up working for the show, which is pretty sweet.
You guys sit and talk about Why the Last Man all the time, or?
No, well, I only really got to meet him once because he works on the mainland and I'm shooting in Hawaii. But he was a really cool guy, and we talked there. And I tend to, I can't do the weekly visit like I used to, so I tend to buy a lot more of the trades, bound copies that are self-contained stories. That makes it a lot easier for me.
Yeah, that seems to be the trend right now. So I've also noticed, as being a fan of the show, Hurley's role has increased very much so on the show. How do you feel about just all the extra acting duties?
I think I'm happy with it. I think, especially like this season, I got to do some really great scenes and got to show off a little more of the chops. And that's always, actors want to act. Right. And so when you get the opportunities, it's really a cool thing.
Were you upset that they got rid of your love interest storyline?
Sure. I mean, how could you not be upset?
Right. Now, since I know you can't talk about any upcoming secrets about the show, is there anything you can tell us about previous secrets from season 1 or 2 that we already know, and then we can play back and pretend like we got a scoop in the past?
Okay. I can tell you that the scene where Hurley plays backgammon with Walt was added later.
Interesting.
We had already wrapped that particular episode, and they ended up going and adding that scene to that episode because they were going to develop the whole Walt might have mental powers thing. And the scene where Hurley comes across the cabin, the first time we shot the guy sitting in the rocking chair, it was actually me dressed in pajamas.
Interesting. I did not. Wow. Thank you for the secret. All right. Well, thank you very much, Jorge. Thanks first of all for coming down to San Jose. We appreciate it. SuperCon loves you.
Thank you.
That's Lon Lopez for Fanboy Planet, and this is Jorge Garcia.